Wanted to make a video about my ally deck that I've been playing for about 8 years. I've been playing it on X-Mage and it's been pretty good in a sense of it's good against aggro decks and whatnot. And this is what is in it, being 4 Free Blades. First turn's great. Onto Cleric for life gain. Pretty good card, like overall, it's just just life gain. General Terezi. Didn't realize how good this card was until recently, until I tried on X-Mage and I'm like, just played it, I'm like, I get a search for the card I need. I'm like, why haven't I been using you? So, great card. Overall. 2 Rally the Ancients, and this is just to get your guys back for 1 turn for enter the board triggers. And that's all it's there for. And it's a game-winning card when you can play it for 2 white and X being 2, so you pay 4 mana at instant speed whenever you need blockers, or when you have win condition in your discard pile and you're ready, or you need more life. And you can just block everything and get it all back, gain more life, and then you're set for like 1 or 2 more turns. Next will be the Halimar Excavator. If you have Rally the Ancients in your opening hand, you mill yourself. You become a self-mill in your first game. I'll have to go with this up later, but however, in your first game, if you have Rally the Ancients in your discard in your hand, you mill yourself. You have the 8 Cloners, Jari Shapeshifter, Phantasm Image. You basically just clone everything, all of you guys. You're either going to be gaining more life. You rarely ever clone Harabaz Dry. You rarely clone that guy, but mainly it's just this guy and this guy are the 2 you clone, and then 1 Seagate Loremaster for draw power, 2 Rite of Replication, and getting them 9 mana is easy. 1 X, I don't know how to pronounce that. You put this in play, name ally, and then all of you guys are then allies. So you can clone their guy with the image, and then you get an ally, and you get triggers on your allies. Which is great. Getting up here to green is Harabaz Dryad. Tap for 1 green mana for each ally you control. Or no, one mana of any color for each ally you control. That's how you're able. That's why I have Rite of Replication here as an actual win condition, because it's like, or an actual good card, because it helps you get to your 5 mana cards, and then turn Timber Ranger. Yeah, he has a board, put a +++ counter on himself, and then create a 2/2 green wolf token, which is why this is in here. So you can also just go infinite wolves, infinite counters on him, and then infinite whatever else you have that is at the board trigger. 2 Lead the Stampede. I'm thinking of throwing in 1 more by taking out Collected Company, because this thing can hit more cards and put more cards in your hand compared to Collected Company, being that it's reveal 6 or look at 6, put 2 into play, compared to up to 5 creatures in your hand. And I've played this a few times where it's hit like 3 to 4 cards and then just drop all those 2 mana cost cards in the same turn I played Lead the Stampede because of Harabaz Dryad. 1 Panahomnicon. I probably mispronounced that. Doubles at the board triggers. Enough said. Like, it's just, yeah. You can gain double life or double counters on guys. And then get into the mana. This is where the lands I have to go over, because I do have another ally deck that it's the exact same build almost. 2 forests, 2 islands, 2 plains. Because if your opponent's playing red, you want these in play. 4 Hollowed Fountains, 2 Windswept Hellheath, 1 Misty Rainforest, because the other ones are my the other Mist Reinforcers in my Commander deck. I need to take that out for it, but however, 2 Hallowed Fountain, 2 Temple Garden, 3 Breeding Pool, and 2 Reflection Pool. Being that if your opponent's playing red, use the fetches to get the basics. If they're not, you're safe to grab the Hallowed Fountains, the Shock Lands. And if you get if you can, so what I find myself doing is always going fetch, shock, Heart of Free Blade first turn. Most of the time. And that is only is just good. And then if I have Ondu Cleric in my hand, and then I'm just gaining that life back by dropping him turn 2, gain 2 life, and then next turn play another ally. Yeah, so the deck is, in the first game you self-mill yourself if you have this in your hand. If not, you mill your opponent. And in game 2, they've probably boarded in all of their graveyard hate because they think you're self-mill. That is where you mill them. You just mill them, you gain life off him, of course, and that's where you just start milling them. Like, all they've seen is you mill yourself first game. And then they drop their graveyard hate, and they're like, oh, you're not going to play Rally of the Ancients, are you? I'm like, no, I'm milling you this game. And that's how you turn their graveyard hate useless. What does kill the deck is Torp Orb, being that it stops end of the board triggers for creatures. For sideboard, I'll get into sideboard here. Should just spread it a little bit. However, I have to go over it one at a time. For graveyard hate, I am running 1 Relic Progenesis to stop graveyard hate against red. I'm running 2 Core Firewalkers, and then against what's that deck called? I think it's Affinity. Affinity to Robots. I'm running Aura Shards. Yeah. Against tokens, I'm using 1 Ratchet Bomb to blow up all 0-drops. Against Torpor Orb hate, still with Ratchet Bomb. I forget this guy's name. Kadotha's Grip. And this, just to hate against Torpor Orb. And I might want to bump that up a bit more to about 4 or 6 cards in sideboard against Artifact specifically. Back to Nature, good against Bogles. Thalia against Storm. Trapmaster Snare, just for Mindbreak Trap, because I cannot find my 4th, and searching your deck for it is easier when you have 2 mana. Sucks when they do it in the first turn. Yeah, 3 Mindbreak Traps. That's 15 cards in my sideboard and whatnot. And this deck up here, I've made it for my sister so she can play. She is new to the game. I have explained the deck to her. The only difference is the mana base. Being that she's running 3 islands, 3 plains, 3 forests, 2 ally encampments, 2 Sunpellet Grove, and this grove, 2 Glacier Fortress, 3 Hallowed Fountains, 2 of, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Hinterland Harbor. I want to get 2 more of them, and 2 Breeding Pool. This deck can be changed into using the Battle for Zendikar lands instead of using shocks. And I think her version with this mana base might be better than mine because I pay life to get the thin on my deck and stuff. And another difference is she doesn't have a collected company. She has 3 of these. So she might have better search than me. Like, she has an advantage. We played a few games and she beat me without knowing it. Like, she just put stuff into play. She's like, this does this, this does this. And I'm like, you win. You outmill me on turn 4. Perfect. Yeah. Like, this deck can win on turn 4. It doesn't happen that often, but you can gain life easily. Like, there's been a few games where I went from 2 life up to 27 next turn, and I'm like, yeah, so, You're playing mono red, right? Yeah, that was fun.